Hello, my name is Ola, and I'm going to be reacting to Donnie Darko by Nostalgia Critic. I gotta admit, the first time I saw this movie, I did not like it. I was like, "What the hell did I just watch? Like, what was the message here?" Because even Jake Gyllenhaal, Seth Rogen, the actors who were in this movie were like, "Man, like, even we don't know." Um, but from what I do know is that the director of this movie, he actually took some personal things from his life and put them in this movie. The whole thing with Donnie sleepwalking, that was something that he did as a kid. Um, the whole thing with a part of the plane falling and hitting Donnie's room, like that was from a story or a myth that he heard uh, happened to a boy. It was actually a piece of ice that fell off a plane and like landed into his room, and thankfully the boy wasn't there, so it didn't like hurt him. And what else? Even the thought of Frank, the guy who dresses in a bunny outfit, he doesn't remember if it was either in a dream or the idea came to him from his favorite book, which was Watership Down. Even the animated movie of Watership Down makes a cameo in the director's cut of Donnie Darko. Uh, uh, but like I said, the first time I saw this movie, I was like, "What?" But then, like, I don't know, like something about it, just like now I like the movie. And anyway, yes, check out, see what Nostalgia Critic thinks about it. And if you want to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, you can. If you don't want to, that's fine too. Here we go.
This episode brought to you by Stamps.com. Why go to the store to get stamps when you can have them printed right at home for your convenience? Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember it so you don't have to. Let's talk about Donnie Brasco. That's right, some of Johnny Depp's and Al Pacino's greatest performances. Is that a bunny? I don't remember a bunny in Donnie Brasco. Oh shit, did I order Donnie Darko instead?
You certainly did, and let me tell you why it's the greatest movie ever made.
That's a lot of crap. Let me tell you why this is the most overhyped, pretentious bull tuckus that ever existed.
Nope, I'm not doing this.
What? Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Because Donnie Darko has two very polarizing audiences. One side says it's one of the most mind-blowing movies ever made, and the other side says it's the equivalent of American Pie trying to be American Pie. People love to talk about whether or not this is a game changer or just an excuse for artsy kids to say you just don't get it.
As if we needed more excuses for that.
Yeah, if I don't understand that means it sucks. Like that movie Eraserhead. He was never once at the end of a pencil!
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't care what the fan bases say. I just want to give my own take.
Really?
So you dress up as fan bases in a video just to say you're not going to reference us?
Ironically referencing us?
I don't even know what your fan base is like. I have no idea if that's the shit you'd wear. I have no idea if that's the kind of stuff you would say. And frankly, I don't care. I know there's a lot of opinions and theories about this movie, and you're welcome to them. I'm just saying I'm gonna give my report on it, no one else's.
Just seems like a lot of extra editing simply to say you don't care.
You had to take time to find these clothes and change into them?
Just leave me alone!
Fine, I'm gonna write a million theories as to what this opening meant.
Yeah, and I'm gonna punch a football. I don't know, whatever my fan base does.
Let's take a look at the film that launched a million blog posts. This is Donnie Darko. The film opens with a boy knocked out, having apparently tripped on his bike. Ah, the mountains of Minnesota. He gets back on and rides on home to his slow-motion family. It ends with a spider and they all bang the girl. Happy reading. I know overreaders are already having a field day with this, but honestly, I'm just wondering what production assistant put that Care Bear sticker there. Yeah, figure out the symbolism behind that one, artist! It's all secretly the origin to Swift-Heart Rabbit. And I'm not gonna lie, this might be one of my favorite, most random opening lines to a movie.
I'm voting for Dukakis.
I just want to help John Lovett's career.
Maybe when you have children of your own.
I'm not gonna squeeze one out till I'm like 30.
So you know, in a year. That's Maggie Gyllenhaal as Elizabeth and Jake Gyllenhaal as Donnie, playing the incredibly stretching roles of brother and sister. And it wouldn't be an early 2000s movie without DeVay Chase.
When can I squeeze one out?
Not until 8th grade.
Excuse me.
She'll be well in a well by then.
Baby, you should be the one in therapy. Then Mom and Dad can pay someone $200 an hour to listen to all your
Want
thoughts.
to tell Mom and Dad why you stopped taking your medication?
My teacher said this was called shoddy exposition.
Teacher's a commie, honey.
Donnie tries to come in to make him feel better, but his awkward acting continues to rebel.
I don't recognize this person today.
Then why don't you start taking the goddamn pills? Bitch.
Fun fact, Tommy Wiseau actually rehearsed that line with him.
Bitch. Bitch.
Her son just called me a bitch.
Not well, but he did. Actually, in all fairness, most of the acting in this movie is pretty good. As Donnie goes back to taking his medication again, and sure, I guess this is as good a time as any for the date.
You know, that was actually Christopher Nolan's idea. And Jake Gyllenhaal was the one who told them, like, man, you know what? You should get my sister to play as my sister. Like, and also, yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal was not the original Donnie. They actually were going to go to Vince Vaughn, but yeah, he was too old. He was 30 at the time. They were going towards... they actually went to Mark Wahlberg. Then they went to Jason Schwartz. And, well, it just, some way, somehow, it just ended up to Jake Gyllenhaal. And I think he nailed it. You did really good.
I've been watching you.
A voice seems to call to Donnie as he walks outside and encounters DC cinematic reboot of Bugs Bunny.
28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds.
You know, the Rain Girl's inside. You shouldn't steal her shtick. Elizabeth comes home late, but it turns out she's right in time for shitting her pants. When will Admiral Boom announce his cannon fire? Fire! And because we're artsy, we can just stop the scene right here.
Son?
Ben, what are you doing?
Donnie wakes up on a golf course with the end of the world written on his arm. Wow, that sounds like the opening lyric to a Don McLean song.
So, let's stay off the links at night, okay?
And pay no attention to how Patrick Swayze never got rid of his heavenly glow from Ghost. Donnie goes home and finds part of an airplane crashed right into his room, but the rest of the plane is nowhere to be found. This makes the family kind of celebrities, as all the kids talk with them and even share smokes with them.
What happens if you tell Mom and Dad about this, Sam?
They'll put Ariel in the garbage disposal.
Well, that name's just a conflict of interest, seeing how we know what her pet dog did to Ariel. I have a Spirited Away and a Rats joke left. After that, I'm done. Hey, I didn't know David Blaine went to this school. She's just angry because she got voted most likely to be thrown under a bus. Wait a minute, this is an early 2000s movie. Random slow motion to fast motion edit. It was a weird time when editing like your toes controlled the remote was artsy. Well, here I thought Happy Death Day had the weirdest goddamn mascot, but Pug McMahon Nipples here wins this round.
It was as though this plan had been with him
Drew
all
Barrymore.
his life.
Drew Barrymore plays random casting choice number 20 as Donnie's teacher. Though to her credit, she did help produce this movie, so it's only fitting she plays a role mocking kids about missing the point of her story.
Why did the children break into Old Misery's house?
They wanted to rob him.
Joni, if you had actually read the short story, which at a whopping 13 pages would have kept you up all night, you would know that the children find a great deal of money.
Yeah, I remember how many kids were made fun of by bullies when they didn't do their homework. Yet still raised their hand even though they didn't do the assignment?
Donnie Darko.
I have no question. I just wanted to say your name. It sounds cool.
I just registered and they put me in the wrong English class.
You look like you belong here.
Can't even think of a joke for that. That's just weird.
Where do I sit?
Sit next to the boy you think is the cutest. Quiet!
Only I may appreciate my childish remarks. Oh, and the teacher's not joking either. She means it, as the girl eyes the boys checking her out and some of the girls.
Joni, get up.
And immediately fired for her abuse of power. Oh, she's edgy. On the way back, Donnie comes across an old lady who's roaming the streets and constantly checking this one mailbox. She seems to, however, whisper something in his ear.
Well, what'd she say to you?
She kept Masters of the Universe off her resume. Donnie also apparently sees a therapist.
I met a new friend.
Real or imaginary?
She asked that like he was choosing between sparkling water and distilled.
Imaginary.
And he seemed a little too okay with that answer. I think the show did some damage. At a school, they watch a video about controlling your fear. That class. As Donnie has another vision that night. Well, now we know what happens when Camilo del Toro does a Nesquik commercial.
My God, is this ever going to stop?
The next day, it's reported that school was let out due to a busted water main and general douchebaggery. But it looks like someone's hitting on Donnie's maybe baby.
Has anyone ever told you that you're sexy?
Seth Rogen.
I like your boobs.
I'd say that line is terribly written, but coming from a young Seth Rogen, I believe he'd say that.
Do you want to walk me home?
Sure.
I'll admit I was torn which bird sound effect to put there, so I'll just play them all. So he walks her home and they make awkward small talk.
Donnie Darko. What the hell kind of name is that? It's like some sort of superhero or something.
What makes you think I'm not?
I read comics. I know Mysterio's the bad guy. So that's enough for relationship material as they decide to go out. Afterwards, his therapist recommends hypnosis. She asks about his imaginary rabbit friend, apparently named Frank.
I'd like to hear about your friend Frank.
Oh, he looks so much like Lola Bunny. Human tits! I love human tits! The teachers ask everyone in the school to show their penmanship to see if they can find out who graffitied and vandalized the school. Never questioning, couldn't the vandal just fake the handwriting?
Donald Darko.
Okay, tell me I'm not the only one who thought of this when they heard that.
Donald Darko.
But damn it, movie, let's get to what really matters.
Smurfette fucks all the other Smurfs. Why do you think Papa Smurf made her?
Papa Smurf didn't create Smurfette. Gargamel did. She was sent in as Gargamel's evil spy.
Your Smurfology is light years beyond my Fraggle studies. He gets another visit from Francis Bacon's Roger Rabbit, who says he's a time traveler. But his little sister interrupts.
Who are you talking to?
I was just taking my pill, Sam.
Whatever, can you drive me to swim class? In a pool that's filled with rats? I'm sorry, I made a promise and I panicked. Donnie returns to school where they teach everything falls into two categories, fear or love. Seriously, what class is this? And big shock, some of the students think this is kind of stupid.
Just place an X on the lifeline in the appropriate place.
You can't just lump everything into these two categories and then just deny everything else.
Be like this movie, which only has awkward and confusing. He gets in trouble for talking back to his teacher, but he still returns back to school to talk to another teacher about what is known about time travel. The teacher gives him a book that it turns out was written by that crazy lady roaming the streets. Later, the therapist asks what that woman whispered to him.
Donnie, what did Roberta Sparrow say to you?
She said that every living creature on Earth dies alone.
Especially those who do Fortnite dance memes. They really die alone. He sits with his dad and friends watching the world's clearest 80s TV when James Cameron suddenly takes over directing. So this is what happens when you eat Lunchables a day after they expire.
And yeah, the director actually got this idea from while watching a football game while high. He actually got that idea. I was like, what the? It's just weird, man.
So the lead him to a closet where he finds a gun. I guess that's fitting, seeing how we're shortly followed by a character we'd all love to shoot.
There's entirely too many young men and women today. They surrender their bodies to the temptation and destruction of drugs, alcohol, and premarital sex.
How much are they paying you to be here?
Excuse me?
A cynical high school student? I was so not prepared for this!
Are you telling us this stuff so we can buy your book? Because I gotta tell you, if you are, that was some of the worst advice I ever heard. Right?
This is an anger prisoner.
Well, as principal, I clearly have no control over this. Are there any movie schools that aren't run by dumbasses? The parents are shocked, but the students cheer! Whatever this was supposed to be. As he hangs out where all media thinks young people hang out. On living room furniture outside.
I've been seeing stuff. Like a lot of really messed up stuff.
Before we have an actual conversation, let's cut away, because no scene in this movie lasts over 2 minutes.
Well, each vessel travels along a vector.
Yeah, it's kind of like cafeteria line editing. Got what you need? Next. Got what you need? Next. Got what you need? Next. Because of this, the pacing always feels a little off. It's less like a movie and more like Mario just jumping from level to level. Except instead of going from the Mushroom Kingdom to underwater, it's philosophy class to science class.
Well, if God controls time, then all time's pre-decided.
He talks about the past being like traveling through God's channel, but the teacher says he has to stop talking about it.
I'm not going to be able to continue this conversation.
Why?
I could lose my job.
Oh no, tell me this is not a setup for God's Not Dead 4. If your argument's so clear, why are there so many movies about it? I love stamps! I mean, look at them. They're so sticky and they get your
Well, why don't you marry him then? Damn.
mail where it needs to go. They even have little designs on them so they can look different from one another. It's genius! God help me, I don't care, it's genius! But nay, postage has gone up. Say it has not, but it has. Thankfully, Stamps.com is there to help. Because with Stamps.com, you have 5 cents off every first-class stamp and up to 40% off priority mail. That kind of savings really adds up, especially for small businesses! Plus, Stamps.com is completely online, which saves you time. That rhymes. No more inconvenient trips to the post office. That is convenient, Stamps.com! Stamps.com automatically calculates and prints the exact amount of postage you need for every letter or package you send. You'll never overpay or underpay again. Stamps.com brings you all the convenience of U.S. postage services to your fingertips. Buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter, any package, any in all caps class of mail using your own computer and printer. Stamps.com makes it so slap-happy easy. They'll send you a free digital scale, which automatically calculates exact postage. Stamps.com will even help you decide the best class of mail based on your needs. Stamps.com also saves you money. That was money. They give you postage discounts you can't get at the post office, including 5 cents off every first-class stamp. Tell me there is no more, there is. Anything you can do at the post office, you can do at your desk for less. I use Stamps.com because I'm really busy and don't have time to go to the post office, even though I love stamps so much and I can't live without them. So to have them delivered to my home is yes! So much yes! And right now, my viewers get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. What? Yes. What? Yes. See for yourself why over 700,000 small businesses use Stamps.com. Just go to Stamps.com and click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in nostalgia. That's Stamps.com, enter nostalgia. Need I say more? So Donnie, here's a surprise, mopes around for a while until he comes up with an idea with his girlfriend for a project to sell a life-changing product. These are glasses an infant can wear while sleeping that projects peaceful images.
And did you stop and think that maybe infants need darkness? That maybe darkness is part of their natural development?
Boy, are you gonna like the next few decades.
What if the parents, like, put in pictures of Satan?
Is that what you'd show your kids?
Didn't your dad, like, stab your mom?
Oh, you dick.
Might I add to my totally realistic teen dialogue, I like your boobs. The teacher waits a kind 10 seconds before finally stopping them.
Get out.
No, wait, I want to see where this goes. As it scars her so much, it gets Donnie to first base. Time to follow that up with the hottest of all date movies, Evil Dead.
Hell yeah.
Hey, that reminds me, if you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be? But we see who Donnie's really on a date with, and damn, she fell asleep in the first 5 minutes of the movie? I thought For the Love of the Game was the only Sam Raimi film that could do that.
And actually, Sam Raimi actually let the director borrow Evil Dead for this movie for free. Like, what?
Why you wear that stupid funny suit?
Why you wear that stupid suit?
Spoken like a true furry. He takes off his mask to reveal he's really some guy, and he turns the movie screen into a portal.
Burn it to the ground.
Toad Hall has had its last car show.
So like any good boyfriend, he leaves his date behind and tries to figure out a way to burn down the house of a motivational speaker. Ooh, you get to choose which title is more symbolic. I'm still trying to figure out the Care Bear. Meanwhile, at the school, we see a production going on of the timeless classic, overly blatant teacher commentary.
Failure is not an option. And Bethany, if you feel the need to vomit up there, just swallow it.
Thank God our schools aren't PC or Sue happy, or else we wouldn't be able to have this totally realistic scene.
Get off the stage, Sharita!
Oh, those jocks. At dance recitals. Donnie's little sister performs with her group, the Dieter Faces, as he starts burning down the speaker's home. Ooh, he has a painting of Sean Penn and Sylvester Stallone, and somehow it's the exact same picture. And, oh, yeah, his girlfriend slept throughout the whole movie. Damn, those famously comfortable old theater seats. The fire reveals, though, that the speaker had a kiddie porn dungeon, and yes, those are the exact words the news anchor uses.
What has been referred to as a kiddie porn dungeon.
And is arrested the following day.
Dad played golf with that guy.
But he said his balls weren't clean, I didn't. Meanwhile, Barrymore is getting fired from her job, probably because she's an awful teacher.
We don't think the methods you've undertaken here are appropriate.
What exactly about my methods do you find inappropriate?
Okay, we saw 2 minutes of your teaching. It was like putting a fire me sign on your back.
And we are losing them to apathy, prescribed nonsense. They are slipping away.
Why can't you just judge them on entry and force them to sit where their hormones desire? She takes the news pretty well. This is why you're fired. However, the teacher defending the pedophile can stay. Figure that one out.
It's obviously some kind of conspiracy to destroy an innocent man.
She asked Donnie's mother to drive the girls to the dance competition, and as one note cartoony this character is, I do admit I get a laugh out of this line.
Sometimes I doubt your commitment to sparkle motion.
With all the obsessing over Donnie Darko, how has this line not been turned into a bigger deal? Oh, it has. Like, a lot. I apologize, Internet. I should not have doubted you on this. Meanwhile, Barrymore exits her job gracefully. Nice. While Donnie, I guess, tries to do something kind.
I promise that one day, everything's gonna be better for you.
Shut up!
Well, that was unexpected. Totally justified, but unexpected. He undergoes hypnosis again and admits to burning down the speaker's house and also admitting that the bunny told him to do it. How could I say that sentence without this being a comedy?
I can see right now!
What, he turned into a California raisin man? What was up with the stop motion movement? Human tits! With their parents out of town, Donnie and Elizabeth throw a Halloween party, but Donnie's girlfriend shows up saying her mom's gone.
You call the cops?
Yeah, they said I should leave the house and that I should go to a safe place.
Don't listen to her, man. She fell asleep during Evil Dead. She is not to be trusted!
I guess some people are...
Who falls asleep during Evil Dead? What the...
Okay, the proper reaction to Half being kissed on that line is the same Jenna Fisher had in Blades of Glory. But his Donnie sense is going wild as Liquidator Schlong leads the way once more. That's the twist. He was an anime character the whole time. I bet this is a spin-off. The Boy Who Leapt Through Time. I gotta get out of here before someone makes a meme out of that scene I just did. Oh god, it's too late! He feels like he's running out of time, but suddenly the bullies from before show up, threatening their lives. Guess I missed the part where they went from name-calling to multiple homicide.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Dad! Get the hell out of here, now!
Yeah, great. Wear pantyhose so nobody can recognize you and then take them off to tell a witness to go away. What kind of idiots who would rob your own house? A car steers off the road, distracted by the roaming old lady, and ends up hitting the girlfriend. Donnie feels terrible because he actually put a letter in the mailbox that the old lady was getting, and it looks like the driver is, guess who, Demonic Thumper.
What were you guys doing in the middle of the road, huh? What are you thinking?
You're like my dad flying over the wrong crop. Wait, I have another Independence Day joke! Okay, so you can kinda see where this is going. Emphasis on kinda. As Donnie gets up the next morning and sees the sky as one big clogged toilet. The Sky Potty takes the engine of his mother and sister's flight back in time and seemingly himself as well, placing him back in his room when the engine crashes, thus killing him. Get it? Trust me, it's okay if you don't.
What happened?
Got smushed by a jet engine.
What was his name?
Donnie Darko.
No, really, what was his name? The girl waves, the mother waves, the little boy waves. And everyone sighs that at least it made more sense than the Langoliers. So there you go, Donnie Darko, hokey and awkward or strange and insightful? Yes. For me, there's two sides constantly in battle with each other. One is the actual story and characters. Most of them are either unrealistic, random, boring, over the top, or distractingly silly. The story as well just jumps from scene to scene, never really feeling like an organic flowing narrative. I guess you could argue that's part of the idea, but it comes across less like planned chaos and more like clumsy filmmaking. The other side, though, are the concepts and ideas. The film gives you enough pieces of philosophy, science, and surreal imagery, but still leaves it vague enough that you can put the pieces together however you want. There's certainly elements of classic science fiction and psychology. You could even argue a lot of religious martyrism. So on the one hand, it is very thought-provoking and can open up interesting points of view on various ways people can be lost while thinking they're found. The only openly lost character seems to be the link to all these people, ideas, and even science that all seem to be very solid in belief but compromised in practice. But you have to get through characters that don't always talk how people talk or do what people do. Were they intended to be that way? Possibly. But that can not only be hugely distracting, it can also be very unrelatable, which I think we're supposed to, in some way or another, relate to these characters. So it's tricky. I recommend it for the seeds of ideas it grows in one's mind and the somewhat abstract way they present them. But I do so with the understanding that you're gonna get some clumsy moments that don't always add up. So, I guess I like it when it's not supposed to make sense, and dislike it when it's supposed to make sense. A weird conclusion, but would you expect anything else from a weird movie? I'm a nostalgia critic. I remember it so you don't have to.
I like your boobs.
Oh, that stupid line. Yeah, at the end it's like, I don't know, man. I've seen this movie like a million times and I still don't get it. Like, what? But I still like the movie though. There's like even been talk that like the director wants to make a sequel to this. He doesn't know yet if either it should be a movie or a TV show. And I think, I can't remember, it was at least, it was 2000, what year was it? 2011, 2012. There was a sequel to this called S. Darko. It followed Samantha Darko, Donnie Darko's little sister. I did not like that one. Even the director said he doesn't like it. Hell, he hasn't even seen it. They didn't ask him, they they didn't get in contact with him at all. That like, oh, we're gonna do this. Um, do you have any ideas? Like they never told him that like, oh, there's a sequel to Donnie Darko. Um, yeah, I saw S Darko. That was trash, yo. That was it made less sense than this movie. Um, but I still like this movie though. Even though I have no idea what it all means. Like anyway, yeah, that's it. That's my reaction to Donnie Darko by Nostalgia Critic. Everyone, take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.